Deep within the heart of a continent, unseen by human eyes, lies a kingdom of unparalleled vibrancy. This is the Jungle of Azura. Emerald greens and shimmering blues, colossal trees, ancient branches reaching skyward like cathedral pillars. Sunlight dapples the forest floor, the air hums with life, insects, bird calls, distant rustles. Presiding over this lush domain is King Leo, a magnificent lion, his mane a sunburst of gold and amber, eyes holding deep, calm knowledge. He rules not by fear but with gentle authority that earns respect from the smallest tree frog to the mightiest elephant. He knows the jungle's balance, the intricate web connecting every living thing. His roar is reassurance, echoing through valleys, a symbol of strength and stability. From Sunstone Rock, King Leo watches the rhythms of his subjects. Monkeys in high branches, elephants shaping paths, and river otters darting through the great river. In the Jungle of Azura, life is a cooperative dance, a beautiful symphony where every creature plays a vital instrument. There are no stone cities, only districts of function, each community contributing unique skills for the good of all. In the high canopy, the monkey clans serve as lookouts and foragers, agile and sharp-eyed. They harvest sweetest fruits and toughest nuts, sharing abundance across the realm. Their chatter forms a complex network, news of fruiting trees, approaching storms and unusual disturbances spanning miles. On the forest floor, elephants are engineers, clearing paths, unearthing water, their terrain lore legendary. Their footfalls till the soil for seeds to take root. In the waterways, otters are couriers and guardians, keeping channels clear and guiding safe crossings. The birds carry news on the wind, while beaver families shape wetlands that cradle diverse life. Even the smallest pollinators ensure blossoms become fruit, a society built on mutualism. Here, the well-being of one is bound to the well-being of all. One season, the familiar rhythm of the jungle began to falter. The rains, faithful as a friend, simply did not come. Morning dew thinned, the air held a dry, wrong crispness. The great river flowed with less urgency. From Sunstone Rock, King Leo felt the change in the wind. Weeks turned to months. The canopy faded to weary green. Tributaries dwindled, then surrendered to cracked beds of dry mud. Humid perfumes turned to dust. The jungle symphony quieted to anxious silence. Suffering grew palpable. Elephants traveled farther, fruits vanished. Otters clung to shrinking pools. Cooperation frayed under desperation. The king watched his harmony unravel, and knew the time for action had arrived. With fate hanging in the balance, King Leo let out a resonant roar, an urgent summons across parched valleys. The bravest from each district gathered at Sunstone Rock, not for brute force but for intelligence, agility, and courage. From the Elephant Plains came Alara, a matriarch whose mind held ancient maps. From the dwindling great river, Finn, master of currents and hidden springs. From the high canopy, Arya the macaw, eyes like hawks, voice that carries for miles. Boro, a formidable boar whose tusks clear the densest thickets. And Sheldon, a patient tortoise, a fortress of shell and a library of ancient lore. To Leo they were engineers, navigators, scouts, guardians, a council of courage and skill. He spoke of the waterfall of life, a pure source hidden in the treacherous Shadow Peak Mountains, their only hope. The quest began at first light. The path was perilous, untrodden for centuries, doubt flickered among them. Then a small figure, Max, landed before the king. Small in stature, but with a fire and wit that leapt impossible gaps. He spoke of hope, not fear, that waiting for the end was no choice, and a legend was a path worth taking. Leo had seen the spark in Max since youth. With a nod, he chose the unlikely leader. Surprise rippled, yet faith held. Max accepted the burden with humble resolve. He saw their strengths as one powerful whole. Energy spread, doubt melted, and a leader took the first step. The quest had its leader. At dawn, the motley fellowship left the jungle's heart for the Shadow Peaks. Max led from the high branches. Arya watched the world from the wind. Alara cleared the path. Boro carved through bramble. They reached the Canyon of Whispering Winds, a vast chasm and a failing bridge. Max tested and secured. Finn's knots strengthened. Boro's vines buttressed. Alara anchored the span. Trust carried them across the dizzying drop. Next, the murky maze, a swamp of unseen perils. Finn navigated the veins of water. When Boro slipped into gripping mud, Alara's trunk saved him. Sheldon slowed haste, found sustenance, and by night their bonds deepened. Quickness learning patience, strength admiring agility. After weeks they reached the Shadow Peaks, guided by lore and the faint breath of moisture. A veiled cave opened before them, awe tempered their steps. Air grew cool, stones sang. A vast grotto glowed with living moss. There it was, the waterfall of life, a gentle, shimmering veil pouring into a crystal pool. Finn touched the water, light rippled outward. The legend was real. Sheldon's lore warned, they could not carry it. They must free the channel. Together they moved the boulder, choking the flow. The mountain's heart began to beat again. Freed waters raced toward Azura as the heroes turned homeward, hope alive. The great river swelled from its source. Green returned to brown. Skies darkened, fat drops fell. King Leo's joyous roar echoed, answered by every voice of the realm.